Hey guys, it's Caris and today I'm going to be showing you everything I got from my experience at my first ever Once Upon a Time convention. I'm going to be talking about the travel there, when we got there, and then what actually happened at the convention, and I'll show you like everything I got and everybody I met and all the autographs I got and everything like that. So yeah, I found this convention online and I saw that Lana was going, and I'm like the biggest Lana fan you will ever find. I'm like a huge fan of her ever since I started watching Once Upon a Time. I just thought, oh my god, she's amazing. I really want to meet her, and I'm very glad I did. She was lovely, but I'll get into that later on. So we bought our tickets last year at just after Christmas time, and we went on the website and like pretty much everything was sold out. I was like so scared, but like we got our tickets and we got our opportunity to meet Lana and our photo for Adelaide and everything, but I wanted a meet and greet with Lana as well, but unfortunately by the time I went to buy the tickets those were sold out. So yeah, but I got my photo op, so I was happy anyway. So we travelled down on the Thursday morning. So I live up in Wick and the convention was in Birmingham. So it's like you're talking a 10-hour drive away from here. So we decided we're not driving, we had to fly. Now I've never flown before. I've always been scared of flying ever since I've seen like things on the news, like plane crashes and stuff like this. So I've like always said no, I won't fly. But unfortunately I had to, which it actually wasn't too bad. Going to Birmingham was worse than the way home. I think probably because I knew what to expect on the way home, but the only bad thing was is that I beat going through the security gate in Inverness and Birmingham, because we flew from Inverness. We drove down to Inverness in the morning. But yeah, I beeped both ways. I don't know why. I took my necklace off, I took my bracelets off, even took the Kirby's out of my hair. Like I had like Kirby's in my ponytail, so I even took those out and I still beeped. I even took my glasses off and everything, so I don't know what it was, but I'm just really annoyed. So yeah, the flight was okay. We got to Birmingham and we had no idea actually how to get out of the airport. So we went on this like shuttle thing and it took us to the train station, and then we got a taxi to our hotel. So walked into the hotel where the convention was being held, and oh my goodness, it was like the fanciest hotel I've ever stayed in. Normally I stay in like Premier Inns and travel lodges and like the kind of basic hotels, you know, but I walked into this hotel and I was like, wow, like this is fancy as anything. It was like so crazy how fancy it was. So we got up to our room and we had like a massive window, we had a couch, we had a lovely bed, massive telly. It only had 10 channels on it, but never mind. A bathroom and like a bath and a shower, and it was just lovely. The room was lovely. Then we went to the hotel for dinner at night. Now this is where I kind of the hotel, the food was good, but I wouldn't pay that money for it. It was so expensive. Like it was just me and my boyfriend that went, and for my dinner, his dinner, and a drink for us both, it cost over £45. So that was the only thing I will say bad about the hotel, is that the prices were expensive, but it is a fancy hotel, so you kind of expect it. But anyway, so then on the Friday morning we got up, and I think registration was about, what was it, about 2 o'clock, I think, I'm not entirely sure. I think it was probably about 2 o'clock, but I think we went down about 1:30ish, just to make sure we were in the line on time. And so we picked up our passes and we got regular passes, so it's just got a picture of Rebecca Matter on it, and yeah. And then we had to get, well, we didn't have to get, but you could buy these lanyards to go with it, and they were about £2.50, I think. The only thing that puts me off is that they do have the date wrong, because it was the 15th to the 17th, as you could see on my pass, if I show you it properly. yeah, it's not one to focus, but it was the 15th to the 17th of June, and on the lanyards it has the 13th to the 15th, but it happened. So yeah, registration was quite easy. We went in, picked up our passes, got our autograph cards, and then we got these posters as well. So we got this one, and then the gold people got this one. I didn't actually realise this until someone's mentioned it on our group page. They were like, oh, we've seen people going about with 2 posters, how did they get 2? They were like, well, there's one exclusive for gold members only, and it was this one, but I didn't know that, so I just picked it up. So yeah, I got 2 posters. So then on the Friday night we had the opening ceremony, and it was basically just where they talked about what was going to be happening during the weekend, and who was there going to be like only at the weekend, because there was people that came on the Friday night as well. There was who was there on the Friday night? Kristen, who plays Maleficent, Victoria, who plays Cruella de Vil, Jamie Murray, she played the Black Fairy, Giles Matthey, I think I'm saying his name right, it might be Giles, I think it's Giles, but I'm not entirely sure, I think that's how you say it. He played Gideon. Jared Gilmore, who plays Henry, he was there, and Adelaide Kane was there as well. And then Lana, Rebecca and Sean came on the Saturday, so they were only there the Saturday and Sunday, they weren't there on the Friday night. Sorry, my camera's just like not wanting to stay. So yeah, they were only there the Saturday and Sunday, so they weren't there the Friday night. But there wasn't really much, as I said, on the Friday night. There was the opening ceremony, there was the meet and greet for the gold tickets, and then the party at night, which we didn't actually go till, because we thought we've got an early start in the morning. We were meeting Lana at like 10 o'clock in the morning, so I was like, no, I want to be like fresh faced for meeting Lana in the morning. So I was like, no, we're not going to go to a party. And thank goodness we didn't, because there was a huge boom-in thing at the party where people were following Adelaide and all that into the toilets, asking them for selfies, shouting after them, throwing themselves all over them. I just thought, it's ridiculous. You know, there's people coming here for you, to see you, and like there's other people coming just to see these actors, and they don't like do stuff like that. I mean, I understand it's a party and you get drunk, blah blah blah, whatever, but there shouldn't have been people doing that, and I think it actually put a few of them off coming back to the parties. Like on the Saturday night at the party, Adelaide and Giles were there for a while, but they like were on this dance floor for one song and then they disappeared because they just got smothered on the dance floor. Like everybody was around them. I just thought, no, that's not right. So yeah, anyway, so then on the Saturday morning, as I said, we were meeting Lana about 10:15. She was done on the timetable. So we had obviously picked up our tickets on the Friday night, which we waited 3 hours for. We waited in the line for our tickets for 3 hours for our photo op tickets, just because there was obviously people that had to like buy them as well, and then there was people that had prepaid, which was what me and my boyfriend did. So yeah, so eventually then they decided to split us into like separate queues, so people that had prepaid and then people that had paid. But by this point we'd already been in a line for like 3 hours, so it didn't really make any difference. But yeah, so on, as I said, Saturday morning, I was really nervous because, as I said, I was meeting Lana and I was like, because I'm such a big fan of her, I was like, oh my god, I'm so nervous. What if I like make a fool of myself, or what if she thinks, oh my god, who is she, and all this. But never mind, we went into the hotel about 9 o'clock. It's quite early, but we thought if we get here early enough, we should get in okay. So we went into the bit where like the main hall was, and then there was like the registration room, and then there was like through in the other corridor there was like 2 other rooms through there. So yeah, we went into the main hall bit, and they were like, oh, who are you here for? And I was like, oh, we're here for Lana. And she's like, oh, you're a wee bit early, go and chill out in a bar, go back to your room, do whatever you want, just don't be here yet, because Victoria and Kristen's photo ops was going on at 9 o'clock, so there was like so many people there for that. So we went back to the main hall about 10:15, I think, and we just kind of like all stood around because there was other people there waiting to meet Lana as well. But like as I said, we had no idea like what room she was in, where she was, or like we were all keeping an update on Lana's Instagram story, and she'd literally just posted on her Instagram at 10:15 that she was on her way to the convention. I was like, well, they kind of should be here, but if things happen, things happen. So yeah, we were eventually told by 10:15, no, you're in the other room. So we went into the other room, and we were in group 10 for meeting Lana, and obviously they started with group 1 and they like worked their way down. So they were like, oh, it's only group 1 and 2 that's queuing, a rest can leave the room. So I thought, no, we're not going to go because surely there isn't that many people to meet Lana, they'll work through groups, because they were letting a lot of people in at once. So we just thought, no, we're going to hang about, and it's a good job we did. We were standing down the stairs, because there was like a little bit, like a flight of stairs, and there was like a corridor, because it was obviously into the hotel. And we were standing there, and I was speaking to my boyfriend, and I just so happened to look up, and these like 10 people walked past me, and I was like, whoa, what's going on here? And I just caught eyes with Lana, and I gave her like a little wave, and I don't know that she noticed me, but yeah, I was just like, oh my god, Lana Priya's just walked past me, and like the nerves instantly kicked in. I was shaking, my legs turned to jelly, and I thought, oh my god, I'm actually getting to meet her. This is real. Oh my goodness. So when we finally got into the room, and my nerves had kicked in like 100 times over already. And my boyfriend's like, oh, look, there she is. She was like right up the back of the room, and I was like, oh my god, like walking round, and I like almost started to cry. I was like, oh my god, I'm like, this is my dream come true. I'm getting to meet Lana. This is like crazy. So when it was my turn to go up, I just like walked up to her and I just went, hi, and she like grabbed me in for a cuddle, and I was like, oh my god, this is it, Lana's hugging me, and we took our picture, and I looked up at her and I just went, thank you, Lana, and she was like, you're welcome, sweetheart, and I was like, oh my god, and I walked off. You know when you get to that point where you want to cry but you can't? Well, I was like that. I was like, oh my god, that has really just happened. I have really just met Lana. What is going on here? So like, yeah, we got at the room and I was just like, I want to cry, but I can't. And it was like really weird. So yeah, so I'll show you the picture. That was the picture that we took, and I got Lana to sign it on the Sunday, which I'll get to as well. So yeah, it's not the best picture of me, but yeah, I love it, and it's proof that I did meet Lana, and it's just, yeah. So after that then, we were in there till maybe about 11:30, maybe 12:15, round about that time, and then we had a panel. They like throughout the day they had like Q&A panels. So we had Adelaide and Jared. They were on at 12:30. So once we were done with Lana, we just went till the main hall, and we went to their panel, and I got to ask Adelaide a question, and I can't remember what I asked her. I think I asked her, like, because she was on Rain as well. I don't know if any of you have watched that programme, but I asked her like what the difference was between the shooting process for Rain and Once Upon a Time, and she basically said, well, obviously Rain, you're one set, one studio, well, no, like, you're one place, basically, but the difference with Once Upon a Time is you've got two lands. You've got Seattle, well, she was only on season 7, so you've got Seattle and the fairy tale world, so like it was different doing that because she had like so many different scenes, yeah. And then after that we went to see if we could get our photos picked up, because like you didn't get them instantly, obviously you had to like wait to get them to pick them up. So I knew that we had Lana's panel at 5, so I was like, we need to kind of like be round about here by about 4:30 so we can get right in. So I think we eventually got our pictures picked up round about 3ish, I think. And like most of the time we didn't even have time to eat. Like I didn't have lunch on Saturday or Sunday. I had like my breakfast in the morning and then I had like a very late dinner because like obviously we were like had a whole lot of stuff on. We didn't really have the proper time to eat anything. So yeah, picked up more photos about 3ish and then we went back into the main hall just so that we were there. We knew that we didn't have to go anywhere else because obviously we had Lana's panel at 5. Pardon me. So we caught the ending of Victoria and Kristen's panel and then we watched the whole of Giles and Jamie's, and theirs was so funny. Theirs was like really funny because they have like a really good chemistry with each other, so like yeah, they were really funny. And then like the way they were working the questions, you had to like line up, so it was literally as soon as Jamie and Giles left the stage, everybody went to the line because they knew that Lana was coming. So I did eventually get to ask her a question. I was like at the back of the line, and it was just before I went to answer my question I saw the organizer of the convention coming out, and that normally means that they need to start wrapping things up. So I was like, no, please let me ask my question first. So luckily I did get to ask her, and I was going to ask her, like, what was it like filming season 6 when she was the evil queen and Regina at the same time? But there was a little lassie in front of me and she asked that question. I was like, oh, darn it. So I hadn't really, like, thought of another question because that was the one question I really wanted to know. So I ended up asking her what was it like being a bar owner. And she was like, oh, it was brilliant. It was different from playing like Regina or Evil Queen because obviously she got to be more casual. She got to like wear t-shirts and jeans, and her hair was curled and everything like that. So and she did actually like work in a bar a couple of years ago, so it was like she had a little bit of experience. So yeah, she said it was really good and she preferred it. So yeah, and then on the Saturday night we had the costume competition. So I had dressed up as the Evil Queen, of course, and my boyfriend went as Captain Hook, and we ended up not getting anything, but it was really good, and Adelaide loved my costumes, so that was the main thing. And then afterwards at night then we had just the party that we went to for a wee while, because it started about 9:30 I think by the time the costume competition finished, and we left probably about 10:30, 11:15, but I wish we'd stayed later because Lana and Rebecca went to the party at night and I was like, oh my god, I couldn't have seen them again. But never mind, we had an early start on Sunday, so we were like, no, we were like meeting other people on the Sunday, so we kind of wanted to be like fresh faced and not tired. Not that we weren't already tired, because as I said, this was our first convention. We weren't prepared with like sleep or food or anything like that, so we are going again next year, so we'll probably be more organised. So then on the Sunday morning we were scheduled to meet Adelaide at 10 o'clock. Again, she ran late. We don't think she came in until about 10:30. But like we were in the other rooms, like through in the other rooms, so it wasn't in like the main hall, but it was like the other rooms. And right next door to us, the Queens of Darkness panel was going, no, Queens of Darkness photo op was going on. So that was like Lana, Rebecca, Victoria and Kristen. And we were like standing there in the room waiting for Adelaide, and I was like peeking in and I was like, oh my god, Lana's here, Rebecca's here, like trying to get them to see me. And yeah, so Adelaide finally came in and I was first up to meet her, and that was my picture that I got with her. So yeah, and she signed it as well, so we met her again on the Sunday afternoon and she signed my photo for me. I did ask her to personalise it, but it was like taking too long to personalise things, so yeah, she just signed it quickly, But like if you look really closely, we were given like these cards that had our pickup number on it, and because I was first in queue, I didn't have time to put it in my pocket, so I like have it in my hand, and you can just see it there, and I'm like, oh crap. But once it goes in a photo frame, you'll never see it. But yeah, she was really sweet as well, and she actually had like a conversation with me before we took our photo. Whereas with Lana, because there were so many people, it was just like picture, hi, gone. That was it. We didn't really get a chance to properly like speak to her or ask how she was or anything like that. So yeah, but yeah, Adelaide was super sweet. She was lovely. That was like the second time I'd met her that weekend. So yeah, and then after that, then we had Adelaide's panel by herself. So we went to that as well, and I got to ask her another question, and yeah, then it was meant, after that, then it was meant to be Lana and Bex's panel, but cause with everything was, like, Sunday, everything was, like, mentally running late, cause, obviously, Bex had her meet and greet, and then other people had autographs to go tell, and Lana had autographs and a meet and greet as well, so, yeah, so everything was kind of like pushed back. So we had Jared and Sean's panel, I think it was, that we went to, and then we also picked up our photos, and I wanted to pick it up before 3 because obviously we were going to autographs then, and obviously I wanted my picture signed, so we ended up going to the autographs with Adelaide, Sean, Jared, Jamie, Kristen, Victoria, and somebody else, Giles. We ended up going about 3 o'clock just because we knew we had Lana at 4. So we actually went to Lana and Bex's panel first, and then we went to the autographs. Lana and Bex's panel was so funny. It was like the funniest panel I think throughout the whole weekend, because like they get on so well, and they're like so like they have like the best friendship ever. They were just like so funny. It was like the best panel ever, and again, me being me, I went up and asked a question. I asked a question to both of them, and I started off my question with like, oh, something like, oh, could I just start off by saying you two look really lovely today? And they did. Lana had like a hat on, so her like hair flicked out underneath it, and she had like a black denim jacket, or was it leather? Black leather jacket, a white vest top, and black denim jeans. And then Rebecca had like a blue striped dress on, and so then they just looked really lovely, so I thought I'd point it out, and they were just like, oh, thank you, we love you now, or something like that. I was like, oh my god, that's so cute. So yeah, that's my question, and then like as I said, the panel was just like so funny. It was like the best panel of the weekend. So then we went to the autographs then, or not actually, I think we went to sorry, I'm mixed up. We went to autographs first, then it was Lana and Bex's panel, because I'm just thinking, when I came out of getting autographs, I'll just show you like what we got. So I got Jamie's autograph, I got Kristen's autograph, and then I got Sean Maguire's autograph as well. And then I got Giles's one as well, and he was really cute, and he actually knew where Wick was. Well, like we didn't tell him like we're from Wick. We just said like the top of Scotland near John O'Groats. And he was like, oh yeah, I've heard of where, and I was like, oh my god, you actually know where the top of Scotland is, because not many people know, like up here, like we're kind of just like isolated up here. Not many people know like where we are up here. So yeah, it was when I was coming out of getting my autograph, because did I go back to the hotel room for something? No, I went to the main hall, so that we were there for Lana and Bex's panel, and my boyfriend stayed at the autographs just because we went to like different lines, and we were all like all over the place. So yeah, I was coming out of the autograph room, and I just looked up and Rebecca walked past me, and I was like, oh hi Rebecca, and she's like, oh hi darling. I was like, hi. So yeah, I had Lana and Rebecca walk past me, so yeah, it was great. So yeah, we got our autographs there, and then we obviously went to Lana's autograph. Lana's autograph was so amazing. The only downfall was obviously there was a lot of people there, and we had to wait in the queue for maybe a good hour and a half, I think. But yeah, once we finally got up there and like she started signing my picture, I was just like, oh Lana, I've got something to show you. And she's like, oh have you, what's that? So I showed her my tattoo. I don't know if you can read it. It's the quote that everybody knows from her. It's where you are where you need to be, just take a deep breath. And it's got her name tattooed under it, and then I got a little feather tattooed as well. And she absolutely loved it. She was just like, oh my god, that's amazing. How long did it take? And but yeah, she was just so lovely, and she's just the most kindest, sweetest, most genuine person I've ever met. She takes all the time in the world for her fans to answer like questions, take pictures, sign things, speak to us, and yeah, it was just lovely. And before I left her, I was just like, thank you so much for coming this weekend. And she's like, oh, thank you for having me, and thank you for coming, and thank you for finally coming to a convention. And I was like, yeah, because I mentioned it to her that it was my first convention, and I definitely picked the right one to be my first one. And she was like, oh, you'll be hooked. And I was like, yes, I am. Excuse me. So yeah, the tickets for next year actually went on sale on Friday, and like the gold tickets are already sold out. There's so many regular ones already sold, so yeah, we are definitely going next year. And it's safe to say that weekend was like the best weekend of my life. And like we went to the closing ceremony, and I like just cried my eyes out, because I was like, oh my god, it's over. Like, how did it go in so fast? And yeah, so I'm definitely gonna have to do it again. Like, no guests have been confirmed for next year, but I think, correct me Sean if I'm wrong, but I think Lana is definitely coming, but I don't know. I will be pretty shocked if she doesn't come again, because she seemed to enjoy herself. So yeah, so that is my video talking about my experience at Enchanted. It's safe to say, best convention. I highly recommend it. If you've never been to a convention before, still go, because they're so good with first timers. There's so many stewards going about that'll give you a hand. Sean's going about as well, and he's like the most down to earth person as well, next to Lana of course. But yeah, definitely recommend it if you haven't been to a convention before. It's so good. As I said, they're so good with first timers. So yeah, then that is my video. If you want any more videos like this, like more talky kind of videos, let me know, post a comment down below, and I will see you guys later. Bye.